Well, damn it. I just spent like 30 minutes making a video, and now we're gonna have to restart it because my driver manager called me. She was doing that damn thing where she has to verbally confirm the load, and she has to confirm that I know what the pickup time and the delivery time is. And as soon as I accepted the phone call, it ended the video. So I'm hanging out over here in the shade. I was hanging out in the truck all day, and that's my truck over there, by the way. They got the APU pulled out and all that good stuff. And I'm standing over here in some shady area. Well, let's start all over with what I've been saying for the last half hour. We started on this yesterday. I think I've already talked about this in a couple of videos. I brought it in for a PM, and what I hoped would be a minor repair. And basically they told me that my engine was done, needed to be replaced. So that's what they're doing right now, is they're replacing the engine. I've been here since 8 a.m. this morning, and it's 2:23 p.m. right now. And we're just now to the point where they're taking my old engine out. It was about 30 to 40 minutes ago. They finally got the chassis, the mount that the APU sets in, disconnected so that they could pull it out far enough to remove the engine from it. So what they're going to do is they're going to take the engine off of the mount and put the other engine, they're going to use the same mount. So they're basically just disconnecting all of the fuel lines and the coolant lines and electric lines. They're disconnecting all the lines, and then they're going to put the other engine in, reconnect all the lines, and then they're going to have to remount the little chassis thing that holds the engine in place. And I'm hoping they can get it done in the next 2 hours, because if they can't, I'm going to miss out on a lot of money, because I have a load to pick up tomorrow. And if they tell me that we're going to have to go till tomorrow, they're going to cost me $1,600. And I'm already paying almost $2,000 to have all this work done. I'm paying $320 for the PM on the truck, and then between $1,500 and $1,700 to get the engine replaced. So this is costing me $2,000. And if I have to cancel that load, which I was just talking to my driver manager about, then that's going to cost me $1,600 plus the next load after that. It might cost me this entire week. Like, I might not be able to take off this week because there aren't any good loads to leave the house on. That load that I have is way better than anything else that's been put on the load board by a long shot. It's a $3 a mile load. Pretty much everything else that's been put on the load board is $2 a mile or less in this area. And a lot of them are going to some crappy places. I did look up the place I'm picking up from, Unarco, something like that. And looks like it's going to be shopping carts that I'm taking to a Walmart Supercenter. I don't know what the verbal confirmation, I've talked about it in a couple of videos. USA Truck has some policy where if you're hauling a critical load, if you're hauling a load that is a brokered load, they consider every brokered load to be a critical load. Also, if it's new business, it's considered a critical load. Like, there are tons of reasons why it might be considered a critical load. USA Truck has a ton of, like, I've had them call me on just normal loads and verbally confirm pickup and delivery times. And it seems hit or miss, really random, because sometimes I haul loads that are critical loads and they don't call and verbally confirm pickup and delivery times. So I don't know, maybe I don't know what I don't really know exactly what triggers it. Maybe my driver manager just gets busy sometimes and she's not able to verbally confirm when she's supposed to. I'm not sure. But yeah, I was sitting in the truck playing on my computer most of the day, and it just got hot about an hour ago. Way too damn hot to be sitting in that damn truck. It's like 100+ degrees in there. Started sweating my ass off. And oh my goodness, there's so many flies and bugs over here. And it stinks. We're right across the street from the city dump. Let me take you over here. Let's go over here. That mountain right there, that's the dump. Man-made mountain across the street from this place. And, it smells like a dump. The dump has a unique smell. Like damp garbage. But yeah, what I think I'm going to do, if everything goes, I'm trying to be optimistic right now. If this gets done today, then I think I'm going to hop in the truck, drive over to Wagner, and hang out there for the night. It's about a 3-hour drive. It's further to Wagner than it is to Tulsa. And it's highways. About half the way is highway. So I think I'm gonna head over there. So basically, I'm probably gonna get out of here about 5 p.m. hopefully, and then drive about 3 hours to Wagner, get there about 8 p.m. and I'll have enough time to take a 12-hour break, check in with them when they open up at 8 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, whenever they open up, and let them know I'm there for a pickup, and ask them, if it's first come, first serve, or if I need to wait for my appointment. And, I'll just do whatever they tell me to do. I'll, park there and wait for my load, or they'll load me first thing in the morning and I'll get rolling. Whatever we gotta do, we gotta do. But that's what my plan is. I have a ton of food in the truck. There was one thing that I forgot when I left the house, and it's my flip-flops, my flippity-floppities. I think I might buy a backup pair of flip-flops at a truck stop. It's not that big of a deal. The first 3 months I drove the truck, I didn't wear my flip-flops. So it's not like something I have to have. I don't have to have my flip-flops. But it is really nice whenever you're just inside the truck to not be wearing shoes. Let your feet breathe. When you're going 2 or 3 days without a shower and you're wearing tight shoes and your feet are sweating like crazy, your feet get really, really rank. So having the flippity-floppities let your feet breathe when you're just chilling out in the truck is really nice. So I think I might buy some Crocs. Crocs, yeah. Anyway, I think I'm going to end the video here pretty quick. Man, this thing's only been going for 9 minutes. I think I'm going to end it pretty quick because I don't want to burn the hell out of my battery. This camera application burns the hell out of my battery. And I want to call my buddy Percy and chat with him because I don't have nothing else to do while I'm sitting here just trying to be cool. So I think I'm going to end this video. I'm going to go in, throw my empty can of soda away in the trash, and wash my hands because I got some sticky soda on my hand. And then I'm going to call Percy and chit-chat with him. I talked with him yesterday and then the day before that. I've been talking with Percy a lot. He has an appointment on October 3rd, I think it is, the 2nd or the 3rd. I want to say it's the 3rd, to get some stuff done where he can, get back into trucking. Like I've said in previous videos, I'm not going to talk, I'm not going to go into detail about his business. That's his life. But, he's got a few things he's got to get in order because he hasn't driven a truck in almost 3 years. And once he gets that straightened out, you know how quick it is to get in behind the wheel of one of these trucks. Like, once one of these places hires you, once you put in an application, you could be in orientation the next day. Like, I remember last time I was, driving, I had the last over-the-road job I had before I quit trucking. I put in an app. They called me like an hour after I put in the app. And we did like a 5-minute, like they didn't even do an interview. They were just like, hey, do you want the job? But that's how trucking is. Trucking doesn't typically do interviews. They just look at your application to see if you meet their requirements. What you have to say doesn't mean much of anything in trucking. It's more of, there are some places that care about, you and what you say and your personality and stuff like that. But most of them just look at your application, and that's it. But yeah, I put in the app. They called me like an hour later, if that. Like, it was almost instant. And they got me a plane ticket that night. Like, I left that night in a plane to go to Phoenix, Arizona to do orientation from Reno, Nevada. Because they had one terminal out of Phoenix. The company was based out of Salt Lake City. Like, all of their business was based in Salt Lake City. I'm guessing for tax purposes or something. I have no idea why their business was based in Salt Lake City. But their only terminal, like all of their physical structure of the company, was in Phoenix, Arizona. But all of their corporate, like, business stuff was in Salt Lake City. And they had like one person in Salt Lake City to do all of that paperwork stuff, like get all the license plates and everything for the truck. And everybody else with the company worked in Phoenix. The owner of the company lived in Phoenix, I think. I'm not sure on that. Maybe he lived, I heard he was a lawyer. Maybe he lived in Salt Lake and that's the reason the business was based out of there. Who knows? I don't know. But I'm pretty sure they're out of business. I've tried to look them up and I can't find any information on that company anymore. But yeah, so once Percy gets all of his ducks in a row, man, he could be in orientation the next day. That's the way trucking is. They are constantly hiring. Most of these companies have an orientation class starting every Monday. Some of these places have multiple orientation classes throughout the week. Like USA Truck has an orientation class that goes Monday, Tuesday, and then they have another one that starts on Wednesday and goes Wednesday, Thursday. It's only a 2-day orientation with USA Truck. Now they say that it's a 2.5-day orientation, but that half day is just sitting around waiting for your drug test results. And they usually don't have to do that anymore. They've been getting really fast drug test results. They won't give you like your COM data card and your badge and all that stuff until you pass the drug test. So you basically complete orientation halfway through day 2. So it's really like only a day and a half orientation. And then if you have your drug test done, then you're just done. That's it, a day and a half, you're done. But if you have to wait around for it, then it could take up to 2.5 days. And in my class, I got my test results back like at 10 a.m. on day 2, 10 a.m., 11 a.m. or something like that. And pretty much as soon as they got those test results back and I was cleared, they gave me my comm data card and my badge and told me I was done with orientation. And that was like around 11 a.m. or noon or something like that on day 2. The rest of the day we just sat in the room waiting on everybody else's results to come in. And I think they actually they shuttled everybody back to the hotel that didn't get their results back. They took all of them back to the hotel at I can't remember. It was 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon or something like that. It was shortly after lunch. We had lunch on day 2, and then shortly after that, they shuttled everybody back to they didn't get their drug test results, it was almost like half the class did not get their test results back by day 2, and they had to wait till day 3. Maybe not half the class, maybe like a third, 20, 25%, a quarter, a fifth, somewhere in that area. It was a decent number. But yeah, Percy has that to look forward to. And he and I have been chatting about what in the hell he's planning on doing. And he's adamant that he's not going to do team driving training again. I'm like, man, you haven't driven in almost 3 years. They're going to make you train. He's like, it's not happening. I'll find a company that won't make me go through training. All right. Good luck. I'm sure he'll find somebody. I mean, there are a lot of companies out there that if you meet their insurance requirements, they don't really care. The problem is that insurance requirements have gone up so much. So, if you haven't driven a truck in over 2 years, it's been about 2.5 years for him. I don't know that any insurance company is going to cover him unless he takes some kind of training. I mean, obviously he's going to have to go through some training because just hours of service rules, I mean, just that alone has changed in the last 3 years. So he has to be retrained on hours of service. I don't think he's ever used an ELD, because I've talked to him multiple times about paper logs and ELDs and stuff like that, and from what he said, he's never used an ELD, so he'd have to be, I mean, there's a decent amount of training he'd have to go through. But he has almost 15 years of driving experience, so there's a lot of stuff that he doesn't really need to be retrained on. But I will say that driving one of these trucks is a use it or lose it skill. You step out of this truck for a month and you get back behind the wheel, you're going to be rusty. Just stepping away for a month, it's going to take you a few days to get back in, feeling comfortable driving the truck. Now, if you're driving this thing all day, every day for several months, you get really comfortable driving it. But it does not take very long at all once you step away from this truck to lose that skill. So if you even just taking a 3-day weekend, when I first get back behind the wheel of the truck, I ease into it because I don't feel really comfortable after I've been out of the truck for a day or two. Maybe after you've been driving for 10 or 15 years, you can be out of the truck for longer periods without having to, get back used to driving it. Maybe it gets more ingrained into you if you've been doing it for a long time. But I'm not there. So, the guy in the red shirt is the head mechanic, Trey, and it looks like they ran into an issue where they had to call him over. So that happens quite a bit. The other two are underlings, Trey is the one that really knows all the stuff, and he kind of like directs them on what to do. So whenever they get stumped, they have to kind of like stop what they're doing and wait on him to come over there to get them to the next step in the process. God, I hope that they get this damn thing done. It's 2:42. We have like 2 hours left. And they've still got to hook up. They have not removed my old engine yet. They took all day long, and they still haven't removed my old engine yet. So yeah, really hoping that we can get this done. But anyway, I'm gonna end this and go wash my hands and call Percy and chit chat with him before this thing kills my battery, because running this camera without it on the charger just destroys the battery. So thanks for watching. Have a good one, and I'll be making more videos later on with hopefully good updates as to what's going on. So in a couple of hours, I should have another video up, either talking about, it'll probably be hopefully it'll be a driving video of me going to Wagner in a couple of hours. Hopefully it's not a video of me sitting in my truck playing on my computer talking about canceling my load. So anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good one, and bye.